Guys, I don't know what I don't know what I'm reading anymore. Okay, welcome back to chapter 4 of Her Life I Tried to Believe. This is just going crazy. This is going crazy. I don't remember much about that night, or maybe I just don't want to remember. The only thing I can say for sure is that there was something I found out about myself that day. Something I probably shouldn't have found out. As I was able to leave the hotel, it must have been around 5 the next morning. Cassandra stopped me casually and said, I want you to come back next week, alright? My reply to that was, not a chance, idiot. Nevertheless, she flashed me with a... I'll read in his voice again. I'll read in his voice again. Nevertheless, she flashed me with a bright, truthful smile. I wonder if she knew. I wonder if she knew she already had me. After that night, I met her on the same day once a week. We'd drink together at the bar where she was working, and then we'd always finish the night with that same hotel. It must have been around the third week that I finally decided to ask her about it. As always, she was speaking to me at great length, just after having had sex. I was sitting on the corner of the bed, half-heartedly listening to her stupidities while sucking on a cigarette. The fuck? Why are you sucking on a cigarette? I think that's way more strange. Yeah, I was a smoker by then. Got the habit out of nowhere, probably to look even more pathetic than I already was. We should go see it together. They say it's the movie of the decade. Shut up, I said briskly as a reply, yet I wonder if he'd pay for my ticket. I bet you would. You're that kind of man after all. She was laughing and smiling always. At first I had thought she would stop acting so childishly after she had finally showed me her true self, but she betrayed my expectations. She was exactly the same whether we were alone or not. The only time she behaved any differently was when we were having sex. She would fix me in the eye with that eerie, frightening passion of hers. Normally you would think I was the only one with that cold and violent in this relationship. Normally you would think I was the only one who was cold and violent in this relationship of ours, but when we were having sex, she could very well be seen as disturbed as I was. I wondered then why she was always smiling. Was it fake, or was it in some way genuine? Even I, who probably understood her way better than anybody else, had no idea. How could someone as empty as her smile so truthfully like this? I wanted to know so badly, but why? Why did I even associate with the likes of her? It's not as if my feelings had changed all that much since the first time I had laid eyes on her. I still very much hated the things she embodied, and yet I kept coming back. I didn't understand myself anymore. Perhaps I didn't want to understand, but I needed to know more than anything. So without thinking too much about it, I asked her something out of interest for the first time since forever. I asked her something I wish I hadn't. How did you end up this way? She was surprised. Obviously, I cut her off when she was in the middle of talking, but her surprise didn't come from that fact. She looked at me and smiled silently for a time, but not with that smile. It was a smile as if she had won something, a smile as if she had hope. As if there was hope somewhere. Somehow I think she was genuinely happy, or maybe there was something in that smile that I didn't understand back then. All I knew was that she had been waiting for that question. She told me her tale, some stereotypical bullshit I didn't want to hear. Her father had a lot of money when she was younger. He was some kind of successful businessman or investor or whatever. I didn't listen all that well, to be honest. But he had enough money to get by. That was the term she used, whatever that meant. And in 5th grade, out of nowhere, Cassandra started showing a lot of interest in her studies, so much that she was at the top of her class every year that followed. Because he noticed her growing up to be such an outstanding woman, her father decided to invest in her by paying for her later education, some kind of prestigious university or something like that. I didn't even know you could pay for such a thing so early in the game. Anyway, now for the plot twist. Her father had pretty much lost everything by trying to invest in some real estate bullshit. Wrong time, wrong place, that's what they always say anyway. Sure enough, now that he was as poor as shit, he started thinking about the investment he had made in his daughter. The problem was an investment like that takes a really long time to pay off. That and the fact that it's your fucking daughter, you piece of shit, she deserves at least that much. Wait, the problem was an investment like that takes a really long time to pay off. That and the fact that your fucking daughter, you piece of shit, she does okay. But anyway, he kind of started mistreating her by blaming his sorry ass on her failure to graduate sooner. Then the fucker got his feet even dirtier by gambling away the little he had left to subsist on. In the end, drum roll, she was forced to quit school and to start working. At least a good man to whom her father owed money, was kind enough to offer her a high-paying job she literally couldn't refuse. And that was pretty much it. And for the test of my fucking conscience, would she still have ended up like this if I hadn't started pushing that ideal of rivalry on her? Or better yet, even if she did, could I have done something for her? I mean, in high school, I kind of noticed that something was off, but did nothing whatsoever to help her. So was it my fault? Maybe, and so what? It didn't affect me in the slightest. Not in the slightest. But I still wish I hadn't asked her about it. One of the last things he used to say to me before he died was, "You're the golden egg that never hatched." The definition of useless. I got to my feet. I need to go now. I said detachedly, though I didn't really need to. What? That fast? But I want to be with you, and you paid for the whole night. She was sulking, puffing out her cheeks like a child. If I weren't an asshole, I would probably have found her behavior cute. But my only thought to that was, "You're disgusting." I took my keys from the coffee table and left, her words still hanging in the air. "You'll come back next Thursday, right?" After shutting the door behind me, I found myself unable to take another step. My hands were clenched tightly, my jaw hurt like hell. For some reason, I was infuriated. If I had stayed a minute longer, those fists would have probably been thrown at her. This guy's a fucking fuck. I had a hard time understanding the complicity of my feelings. If being with her hurt me so much, if I really think I'm about to hurt her, then why do I always come back to this place? Do I yearn for this pitiful excuse for a relationship? I had a faint notion in the back of my head about the real reason behind my illogical behavior, but I didn't want to think it true. Because if it were, it would mean my entire life is even more of a joke than it already was. Jesus Christ, these chapters are going by like fast. It's only been like 6 minutes. Life was the shortest chapter. Inevitable disruption. The 7th week marked a change in this stupid routine of ours. Well, I'm going to save anyway. By then, we were already no longer using her workplace as our rendezvous point. Rendezvous? Okay, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Point, meeting directly at the usual hotel room instead. That meant we were no longer constrained to seeing each other during her working hours. Much were in the middle of the week, and I also no longer needed to pay her fees either. And this I found very peculiar indeed. I mean, how did she even subsist? The only reason why we usually saw each other on the Thursdays is because it was her only working day, but it didn't add up, did it? Only working once a week and not caring whether I pay her fees or not. Sure, she must have had another job, or more likely, she definitely must have had one. But whenever I tried to ask her about it, she just kept on denying it, and I certainly wasn't going to go out my way to get an answer out of her. I didn't care enough for that, but still, it's nagging me for some reason. I entered her room nonchalantly as I always did. She was waiting for me on the couch at the far end of the room, playing with her phone as she always did. "Oh, you brought us food. You're such a sweetheart. I hope you didn't forget my fork this time around." Her eye! Her eye! She got punched in the eye! She throws herself at the bags I'm carrying like the bundle of energy that she is. "Hey, that's for me, you idiot." You say that, but there are 2 bags. You're so not honest with yourself. Man, she's such a kid. The fork is in the... Wait a minute. Huh? Where is it? She has yet to meet my stare. She's too engrossed in the contents of the bag in her hand to actually look at me, or at least that's what she's trying to make me believe. I dropped everything on the floor right then and there. I grip her right arm forcefully, and her expression soars in pain almost instantly. With my right hand, I push her chin upwards to see the features of her face better. What is it? We're not even in bed yet. You're so naughty today. She says playfully. Shut up! She drops the act instantly by my outburst. I brush my thumb softly around her left eye. It closes instinctively, painfully at the slightest of touch. Even though she applied makeup, there's no way she can actually have... That is terrible, terrible, terrible appliance of makeup, by the way. No way she can actually hide it. I don't remember doing this to you. Who did this? It's nothing really. It doesn't even hurt. See? She pushes 2 of her fingers against the corner of her left black eye, and though her words were saying otherwise, a look of discomfort obviously appears on her face. Answer me! She looks down almost as if she could feel ashamed of herself, reflexively, not because of empathy, mind you. I tried to put my hand on her waist to comfort her somehow, but the moment my hand makes contact with her body, she grimaces slightly. I grab her shirt and lift it up, not minding destroying the damned thing in the process. Sure enough, there's dark bruises all over her waist and belly. Bruises that only a man could have made. Answer me, goddammit, who did this to you? Well, she thinks carefully before answering me. You know, sometimes clients can get out of hand and... Which one? I don't know him. It was the first time I've seen him. I don't remember his face. My grip on her tightens up with every new word that comes out of her mouth. Isn't it your employer's job to make sure that those things don't happen in the first place? Even if that's the case, it doesn't change the fact that I have a black eye, right? Please, let's forget about this, alright? I want to enjoy myself. I've been waiting for tonight all week. I couldn't answer her, nor could I even look in her direction. Why am I so frustrated? It's not like I care about her anyway. This guy's a massive tsundere, too. Shouldn't I be acting more level-headedly then? I should. I know I should, but just because you know something doesn't mean you'll automatically behave in a logical manner. Fuck. Is this because you don't like it? I can try to apply more makeup if you want. I'm sure you won't notice a thing the moment we're having sex. I need to let go of her. If I keep up such a strong grip on her arm, it's definitely going to swell up, but... Come. What? Are we leaving already? What about the food? You can eat it in the car now, come. But it'll be cold. Where are we going anyway? Far from all this. Really far from all this. Oh my gosh. Toward the unknown. This is, okay, chapter 6. It's only been about 11 minutes, so we can keep going. It was done on an impulse. 2 hours have elapsed since we arrived at the hotel. Since we left the hotel, I am driving in the middle of the night, not even sure where this road is going to lead us. She had stopped talking to me a while ago. She gained some glasses. I just noticed that. Only looking through her window, dejected. How did I notice her black eye but not her glasses? She still hasn't touched her food yet. Is she mad, maybe? I can't really see the expression on her face because of how dark it is and from the angle she is facing. Still, I'm curious about her thought process right now. This girl who normally never show her true colors, what lies beneath this carefree and good-natured demeanor of hers? The honest girl she wants me to believe she is, or something like me. Obviously, though, her silence is too good to be true. Noises start coming out of her mouth again as to irritate me. You're really doing this? Do you even understand the absurdity of what you're about to do right now? I don't care. Then why are you doing this if you don't care? I'm doing this because I can't stand seeing you this way any longer. That's why. Don't you see that this life of yours is not worth living? If this keeps on, they're going to what? Kill me? Break me? Why do you care anyway? Shouldn't you be overjoyed by it? I mean, you hate me. Shut up. But it's the truth, isn't it? Shut up. I snap back at her even more aggressively than I mean to, but I don't want to have this conversation. I don't even know what the answer is myself. All I know is that I need to get us as far away as possible, as soon as possible. Is it because you feel responsible? Is that it? If so, then I'm going to clear things up for once and for all. This has nothing to do with you. You understand? It never had. This had always been my father's fault, and no one else's. This is not your responsibility. I'll be the judge of that. It's the mafia, Tim. I owe them a lot of money. If I do disappear like this, you can be sure they'll chase after me. And when they find me, if you're there with me, they're not gonna let you off easily. They're going to... Her words got stuck in her throat. From the corner... Oh, should I have said it? Like... I'm sorry. Let me stop. This is not funny. From her corner of my eye, I can see tears rolling uncontrollably down her cheeks as if the very thought of my death was enough to make her cry. What of it? I sensed her powerful gaze at me the moment I could conceptualize my thoughts so truthfully. Anger, something I haven't seen on her features in a long time, no matter how sturdily I treated her, was now being triggered by those simple, trivial words. You don't understand how dangerous this is. They're going to kill you. You have a girlfriend, don't you? And a job you worked so hard to obtain. If you keep trying to save me like this, you're going to throw away everything you've built up your whole life. You can't sacrifice all of this for something as stupid as... My foot slams the brake pedal with all its might. The screams of the child screech out for the long 5 seconds until the car finally comes to a complete stop. I then lean over her, unlocked unlock her door, and push it open in one single motion. If you don't like it, then get out. We're close to a bus station. You can probably manage to get back to the city by morning if you start walking now. I've already made up my mind, and I don't plan for you to understand it. Responsibility toward whom? You? Don't make me laugh. I'm doing this all for myself, alright? She muttered one single word. Liar. How stupid are you? I ain't fucking lying, you dumb bitch. A girlfriend, a job, a life. I never had any interest in those fucking things. All I ever felt is emptiness. This fucking life of mine has been one big reoccurring joke. No, I've been waiting for this opportunity for my whole life. It just so happens that it is happening tonight. Now you come with and be my partner in crime, or you get the fuck out of my car and go back to that hell you proudly call your life. She looks at me in the eye, the same way she always does when we're having sex. She doesn't smile, she has no expression, she shows no happiness. The purity with which she always used to look at the world around her is nowhere to be found, as if it was a fleeting illusion to begin with. This is the real her. She closes her door slowly, her cold gaze never wandering off me. I waited for this for so long, so there's no way I'm going to let it slip away from me now that I finally have it. Let's go. Those are her words, powerful and without any hint of hesitation. I can't reply anything back to her. I just can't. Her determination is just too much for me, almost deadly. Instead, and unconsciously, I start driving back again, nonchalantly, as though this entire conversation never took place. However, the moment I break eye contact with her to focus on the road, she utters something else. She utters something ridiculous. Is this maybe what you call eloping? It's exciting! My eyes turn back to her in bewilderment, and to my surprise, she has the most beautiful smile I've ever seen in this world on her face. Oh my gosh, chapter 7! We're gonna end it here though. Eloping isn't the word. Save. We're saving right here, and we are continue this in the next video. So I'll see you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I think things are going semi well. I don't know, but I'll see you guys in the next video. And bye.